Good evening. Good evening. Thank you. Among a variety of volunteer leadership roles he held, Bob Dobbs was the UC Alumni Association's board president for 4 pivotal years from 2004 to 2008. We lost Bob in late 2017. Those who had worked with him sought an appropriate tribute. A number have since been made, enriching the university he loved so much. As for the Alumni Association, it took everyone about 2 seconds to agree that his name should go on the Distinguished Service Award, which recognizes outstanding alumni for selfless service to the university. Bob himself had received the award in 2010. Part of his legacy that our volunteer alumni leaders continue to draw on common inspiration and motivation from Bob's example. We all want to emulate him, including me, to advance this organization for the benefit of the entire UC alumni family. Tonight, we honor a great Bearcat who's done that while mirroring Bob's passion for the crucial work we do. Bob was the longest-serving alumni president of the UC Alumni Association until Ruthie Keefe answered the leadership call. For 7 years, Ruthie helped us through a very important period in the organization's history. This includes the successful integration of the Alumni Association with the UC Foundation during that merger. That might seem like no big deal, but since two organizations had been working closely together for such a long time. But if you've ever been involved in formally uniting two separate entities, you know there's a lot more going on that meets the eye. Years later, it's an obvious success benefiting the university overall and the alumni constituency in particular. That's a tribute to Ruthie and her leadership. Ruthie has long loved Alumni Week and this specific event. Seeing so many amazing Bearcats recognized for their great works and big impact is tremendously energizing to her. It became her personal mission to further elevate the UC Alumni celebration to a level befitting the alumni excellence it honors. Clearly she did that. You see this room is packed. Even during the times that required us to tap into our collective creativity to sustain and enhance our engagement efforts. A tangible result of that leadership is the beautiful event that brings us all together tonight, along with the striking, colorful mural depicting 18 alumni celebration honorees. This is the 4th straight year we have celebrated alumni success in this way. It feels very affirming to see Ruthie's face on that mural, because trust me, her fingerprints have been all over that mural since its inception. Another successful initiative during Ruthie's tenure was being the Alumni Association's progress in expanding UC's philanthropic culture, helping more alumni support their favorite UC causes. Just witness the tremendous growth and impact of our 2 annual philanthropic events, Giving Tuesday, 5 days after Thanksgiving, and UC Day of Giving that you already heard about, a staple of Alumni Week. This year's Day of Giving, which ran from noon on Tuesday to noon yesterday, broke records again. While a great team of UC staff and volunteers is behind this great success story, I shudder to think where we'd be if not for Ruthie's leadership, since we created UC Day of Giving. She has been a driving force in cultivating this philanthropic spirit in recent years and the enormous results and the impact of UC's community. I could go on for a long time, but we want to get out of here tonight. Enumerating the UC Alumni Association, the UC Foundation priorities and activities that bear witness to Ruthie's influence. But I don't want to just list what Ruthie has done. The whole point is who Ruthie is. You can't separate the what and the how from the who. Ruthie's love for her university naturally manifests itself in being a loyal and generous Bearcat. This passion shows in her tireless advocacy for the Alumni Association and its unique role in the life of our university. There is no greater champion in supporting and adding to our institutional value. There is no greater connector whose infectious enthusiasm recruits and inspires others, which leads to even more engaged alumni, grateful donors, eager students, and committed volunteers. As an example, she brings Bearcats together by hosting lunches to facilitate interactions to further serve the community. Such a connection has led to a one-of-a-kind partnership with UC Leonard College of Business and St. Ursula Academy. We are truly indebted to her. On behalf of the UC Alumni Association, I am truly honored to present Ruthie Keefe with our 2024 Robert E. Dobbs Distinguished Service Award.
Thank you to President Pinto, Peter Landgren, and the UC Foundation, and most importantly, to Jen Heisey and the UC Alumni Association. I am also humbled by sharing this night with Dr. Kyriakis, Kathy Wade, and Sean Otto. This award means so much to me for two reasons. My namesake, Ruth Castellini Keefe, won this award many moons ago, and two, it is named in memory of my dear friend, Bob Dobbs. I grew up in a household where service and philanthropy were second nature. Both of my parents were active Bearcats while on campus and remained active as alums. 5 of the 6 kids all attended UC. When I say we loved UC, we loved UC. My path to UC was a little curvy. I started up the road a little bit at a fine university called the University of Dayton, but I realized early on I was missing out on something great at UC. So home for my winter break, my dear twin sister, Lelia, invited me to campus to meet up with 3 of our good friends. So we're sitting in Tangeman University Center, and they asked me a simple question. What are the pros and cons of going back to the University of Dayton? So let's just say Lelia, Mary McGough, Pat Fraley, Barb Putman forever changed the trajectory of my life. I called the judge, my father. He called Nancy Hammond, who was the dean of the College of Education, and the rest was history. And President Pinto, I'm embarrassed to tell you, I don't believe I filled out an application. Fast forward some years, and like many in this room, life happened, kids happened, and my time at UC was way in the rearview mirror. But not by design. It simply just was driven by life's journey. But that was going to change fast. So if you know my cousin Billy Keating, you know probably the rest of the story. So Billy called and said, Ruthie, would you help set up a 70s, 80s reunion? And I said, of course I would. I was all in, and it felt like I had never left. Yes, there were new faces at the Alumni Association, but the passion and the kindness were all the same. I was bitten yet again by the Bearcat. From that event forward, I was engaged and committed to the university, the foundation, and my dear Alumni Association. So now enters Bob Dobbs. I knew of Bob from my tenure as president of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. He had led one of the biggest teams for the Light the Night, which raised significant amount of money for the cause. If the LLS team needed anything, they called Bob. Although I had never had the opportunity to meet him personally, that wonderful day was about to change. As I started my volunteer leadership at the Alumni Association, the decision was made to merge with the UC Foundation. And like many mergers, this created some concern at first, with many more questions than answers. We knew this was important to the long-term strategy of the university, so we started the journey. And it was during this time that I would have the chance to meet the infamous Bob Dobbs. When I say Bob was one of the most principled, kindest, dedicated people I know, it's an understatement. Bob was our ambassador. He was a tremendous listener. He respected our input, and he made a point of making sure that we would be all okay in the end, which we were. As I rolled onto the foundation board, he took me under his wing, and he never let me go. Integrity was Bob's middle name. I miss Bob every day, but now you can see why this award means so much to me. He was a leader like no other. So I'd like to take a few minutes as I end to thank some people who have helped me through this journey, and trust me, I couldn't have done it alone. I would like to thank Peter Landgren for his leadership and passion for the university and our Alumni Association. I'd like to thank his wife Judith for her friendship. I thank the UC Foundation board chairs, past and present, Lee Fox, Ray Mang, and Troy Neat, for recognizing that we had a place at the table. I felt respected and appreciated, and for that I'm so grateful. I thank my fellow trustees for not only giving us a voice, but for their friendships. I thank past Alumni Association presidents, Rusty Myers and Lawrence Jones, for paving the way and for Jerry Fritz for carrying on the torch for our 350,000 living alumni. And a special thanks to my Kim Dobbs for sharing her Bob with us. I thank the Alumni Association Committee, I know Daryl's here, for being engaged and available to help whenever we asked. And I thank my sweet Dean Lewis for being not only a great partner to the Alumni Association, but a good and kind friend. I thank Steve Rossfeld, who's one of the best people to partner with on growing donor participation, and a shout out to our Cynthia Miller for making all of these award winners feel so special tonight. I know our job is not finished, but we're moving in the right direction. I'd like to thank my family, starting with my kids, Ryan and Emma, and my son-in-law, Warner, who are kind enough to share me with the causes that are important to me. It's heartwarming to see how they find purpose in supporting the causes that are important to them. I thank my brothers, John, Tom, Dan, Kevin, and my twin sister Lilia and their spouses for always stepping up when asked. And to the rest of the family here tonight, I thank you for your support. I thank my Wildcat friends here, the Hickersons, the Ehalls, and Hayes, who still bleed blue, but I got a little red and black in there. And I thank my forever friends that are here, Pat Ryan and Barb Ryans, for setting me straight on that day at Tangeman in 1978. I thank Diane and Bob Brown, who saw how much UC and UC Health meant to me and generously decided to support Dr. Bird's efforts in leading edge research of blood-related cancers. And there are two people here that have impacted this journey more than anyone else. And I hope I don't cry, so bear with me. First is my husband, Fred. Fred is my Bob. Freddie is my Bob Dobbs. He's been my biggest cheerleader, supporter, and truly is the most patient person I know. And when I say Fred, and he says, yeah, where and when, you know he's a good one. I could never have asked for a better wingman. So Freddie, I'm forever grateful for you becoming a loyal Bearcat and also for being so kind and gracious along the way. And last, I thank my dear Jen Heisey. There aren't enough words to express the gratitude for the opportunity she has afforded me. She has been my partner and my confidant. I always say she was the best boss I've ever had. She and her team come to work every day fully committed to ensuring the goals of the Alumni Association and the university are met. She always made me look good. I wish I could mention every member of her team by name because each and every one has left an imprint on my heart and my soul. Jen made it so easy and fun to be a volunteer for the Alumni Association. I have been blessed more than I could ever bless them. So this is my takeaway. No matter what your path was up to now, we at the Alumni Association want you and we need you. We know that everyone's time, talent, and treasure will naturally ebb and flow through life. But please let me remind you, we need all three to sustain this great university and the foundation. So what's the worst thing that could happen? You meet new friends like the Richards and Larry Mosteller. You reconnect with old friends like Todd DeGarmo and Kathy Commissar. And at the end of the day, you positively impact the students and the alumni you serve. It is a win-win for all. They say it takes a village. I say it takes a strong foundation, a passionate alumni association to make a great university. Go Bearcats.